Y'all. Welcome to a very, very special installment of You THNK Podcast. I am your host, Mr. Hughes. Today, I am graced by not one, but two legends. Before we go any further, I want to send a huge shout out to Astoria for providing a space today and for being a wellness center in the community more than they already had. Without further ado, I'm joined by my beloved Pop.
Great day. Thank you to me and Ray been rocking out here. We had a meeting, and I think this was what Ray dreamed of.
We got the beloved Chef Raekwon with us, man. If you do not know who he is one of the members of legendary Wu-Tang Clan. He's here to talk to us today about Astoria. We're here to talk about his strain, and we're also here to talk about his album that is recently dropped. So without further ado, thank you for joining us and having to sit down with me. What brought Astoria about, man? Because when I first heard about it, I was like, what is this?
Everything you want to I grew up, a lot of my inspirations came from the smoke and trees. You know what I'm saying? It gave me the ability to see not having a support system for people. You know, when you smoke it, you just lab turned into a collection of us thinking about where we want to be at. You know what I mean? It just brought up conversations and taught us how to be an adult. You know what I mean? So we knew how to transform being young and having fun. So now, yo, I became a thinker anymore. So it became a necessity for me to talk to them about talking, and then it encouraged my minds. It helped me sustain times when I was alone and coming up in a single household alone. My mother got to do what she got to do. It's like, yo, that we at the time was just chill. You know what I mean? Everything working out. So this is a part of my This is a part of my
Peace, y'all. Welcome back to You THNK Podcast. I am your host, Mr. Hughes. We had to take a brief intermission. Sorry to say, but a smoke break was necessary. But we are back nonetheless. Once again, I am joined by two legendary guests. I got the beloved Pop, one of the unofficial elected officials of Newark, and I'm blessed by the presence of the Chef Raekwon as well. Picking up where we left off, man. So this year marks the 30th year, or the 30th anniversary of the Purple Tape, man. What does that mean?
30 years later, right? It's a celebration, man. You know, it's a celebration, and it always reminds me of where I came from, how hard I worked, what I needed to do. You know, the wins and losses that come with things. Just gotta, appreciate them how they come. And to be here to celebrate 30 years later is like, it takes me back to like, yo, you made some right choices. And people see it and they love it.
That's dope, man.
We gotta celebrate them.
Facts. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I'm mad that I missed out on those Theodoras. Mad I missed out on them, bro. And they charging a grip on StockX for them right now.
You see it 30 years later, you got young Ray Wilson here. He just came into the game. What it's like
to be, to have fun, to surround himself with motivation, motivated people, and don't stop, don't quit. I always tell myself sometimes, like, damn, I should have did more. I should have did more work. I had the time, so that's what I would say is like, keep going, being in for the fun and the movement of it, because it's growing. It's a growing process that takes hip-hop where it takes it, because it changes so much. But you have to find a way to be authentic in yourself, so don't stop. them stop the movement. It's like I was saying before, you gotta know how to come in the room and light it up when it ain't even lit.
That's right.
You know, they gotta feel you across the room, like, yo, it's something. And then when you get out there, you do what you're supposed to do. So to me, that's like I said, that's what we celebrate. We celebrate the times, the moments that I made to still where I'm at today.
Now, speaking of doing what you're supposed to do, right? Your final stop is supposed to be here for the Wu-Tang tour, correct?
Absolutely. Work's head down and we're gonna light the city up with some energy.
Now, being here this whole weekend, I've heard you and Ghost constantly speak on how Staten Island, New Jersey, how cousins and all of that, man. What does that feel like? What type of emotion is associated with you performing your final show here?
It's beautiful. It's like, yo, that's where we want to start. We want to start in these places, these cities. You know, Staten Island, we never really had Staten Island, just to give everybody a quick recap of what Staten Island. Staten Island wanted to be its own state out.
Really?
You know, not just a American state. So their laws and their bureaucracy out there is a little bit more complicated, you know, for people to cover. You know, I think right now things are starting to change, of course, as much as they can. But I still hear the stories. It's not as easy as everybody may seem, because it's playing for the different democracies, how they do what they do. So this was our family next door. You know what I mean? We was letting into a lifestyle, a culture that we couldn't see over here. So the first time we walked out the door, it was like, yo, you know, sensations. I'm over here, I'm going to these places. And yo, you know, you got so many legends that came from you, that came from the brick shack. You know what I mean? Dana, you know what I mean? Queen. You know, Balloons. You know what I'm saying? It's like Red Man. Only by nature, long hair, we keep going, keep going. So it's a certain soil right here that is honored, but not always polished in its own way. You know what I mean? Rough diamond's a rough diamond. I'm a rough diamond. Don't expect me to sparkle. I get that. The sparkle when I want to. I'm gonna do it in a way where we do it in your mind. And I think that, like I said, that's what it's all about. It's about knowing your past and knowing where you're going. You want to know you're going. You know the past.
So the focus of You THNK Podcast, man, is centered around men's wellness or mental wellness, right? My question to you, and this, like, you've said so much that's been like so profound, bro, that I really don't have much else to ask you. I wanted to structure this today, but like, your vibe this entire weekend has been super organic, bro. And every time somebody tried to make it about you, you made it about the people. So my question to you is this: what would, not necessarily be advice, but what would you say to anybody my age or younger than me, 40, 41? What would you say to somebody that's watching, maybe going through spiritual warfare? Let me say that, because that's what effectively we're going through.
I would say the first thing is clear your space, man. Have space, have time for yourself. You know, sometimes you can catch energies of other people and it can sit in your, and it can fall in your demon because you're around it. So you gotta know how to time certain times in your life that matter for you. Make time for that, because it's 24 hours in a day. So it's like somebody told me, yo, you can't work out for 1 hour a day for it's 24 hours in a day, or you can't take time to do something, you know, that you really want to get done, and you can't point no fingers at nobody. You gotta look at you. So once you take that time for yourself, and then next thing you know, you start paying attention to the things around you, the people around, how they live, how they dress, how they walk, how they keep their life together, you know? Because it ain't always about the money, it's about the principles that we keep forgetting. Those principles. You know, everything that's going to happen is going to happen because it's destined for you to happen. So it can happen as long as you're thinking about you first.
Right.
Think about you. Really think about you. Really walk outside when you're in front of somebody. Think about you. You know what I mean? Yeah, and hope that that person can carry the same energy. Right. So we could be where we need to be, but it's so hard to get on that track sometimes because, you know, we love so we love what we come from, so it's like, yo, we're gonna keep allowing ourselves to make excuses and stay right here, but nah, hold up, I gotta get my shit together, I'm getting older. It's cool when you're young, 13, 14, but even back then, we was still, they know how to read, man. Read, man. You know how to read? You know how to read? We just read the newspaper because a lot of niggas get knocked. But we still was reading like certain good things that we felt that it made sense to us. But those elements is important when you trying to make yourself be a better person.
Those are words from the chef, man. I posed the same question to you, bro, because before I met you, a lot of the young beloveds that I know that are outside, bro, they look up to you. They had nothing but great things to say about you, bro. Like, I don't know if you know the impact that you have, bro, without even having it. So I asked you, bro, what do you say to any beloved, my age, your age, in between, younger, that may be watching this right now?
What you are, one of my greatest, I was having a conversation with Tata earlier, and I tell people I operate from two sides, right? I'm everything that's right and wrong with the city of Newark. Right? I come from an environment that was detrimental to myself, and when I didn't know where I was, right? And they would always say, you do as the Romans do until you realize you're not a Roman nor you're in Rome. So a part of that is just that part. And then I operate from the world of regret. One of those things is, gratitude and regret, because my mother never seen me do good in my life. I buried my mother and she had never seen me do anything good in my life. So the part of living with that regret, the other side of it was that I would operate in gratitude, and everything that I would do and anybody that I came upon, I would do better than I was. And counted each other. So I live with that every day, right? So part of it is operating in that space of just being doing what you are, right? So I that's what it is. Even when me and Ray met, it was like, okay, me and Ray first met years ago when we performed in front of City Hall on the basketball game. And then we ran back full circle and we sat at the table and we understood what was happening at that moment. And the only thing I just looked at him when me and walked up to the side was, I said, I got you. And I just left it like that. And so I think that's a part of it, right? Show up as a genuine person, right? Show up with the thought of service, right? What is it that I can be service to those around us? And I think maybe we'll find a place that at the end of it, you'll create a body of work that tells the world who you are. And I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful because the other body of work that I created told the world who I was too. So I'm living in two parts of it, right? I'm living the life that I lived, and now I think I operate in legacy.
Yeah, see, let me say something. This is something I don't really know too much about pop, but I know your aura. He come from a town like ours, a scuffed up town and shit. And it's like, my thing is, when you sit around a bunch of men, brothers that you know, who all have these egos and their personalities, how long did it take you to be able to sit here and say, yo, this is how I'm living, and this is how I'm really feeling? Because it's a lot of times you don't get uniforms that come from, because it's easy for somebody to say they did something or they went somewhere but never did it, and then they become, this voice of illusion. At the day, you got people that really come from the shit, pay dues and did this. Because I know one thing, a lot of my niggas that I look up to, they was away when I made this album. You know what I told them? I made this album because of y'all. Y'all raised me to talk like this. Yeah, of course, I did my street shit, but the ones who paid penalty to be able to converse themselves to reverse themselves into giving that to the neighborhood that wanted and not allow myself to go backwards. I know only a few of those. Wow, that's what I feel with you. Is that that same vision. How many wars it took? yourself. You gotta find your own space because that's a part of the truth. Like you said, sometimes, like I know in some of our niggas when they be rhyming, they you have it by myself. It's like we be known when you sell it and be like by myself. Because that's what it really is. You gotta take time and mature when it's time.
What do you think? When do you think your maturation like came to be? What at what age do you think that was?
I think once I started having kids, man,
That's what it
grew
is.
up.
That's what it is.
It's like, yo, you got responsibilities and you gotta be a leader.
Right.
And want them to, reap the rewards that you've done based on educating them, you know what I'm saying, and just raising them in the way that they need to be raised. You know, because everything starts in the house. It starts at home. So that's what made me man up and say, yo, and that could change your perspective to your family sometimes as being, you know, on this level of that you came. It's like, yo, I'm still one of y'all. Like, y'all might look at me here because whatever energy, you know, being complacent, talking about things, you know, you become this bully in a way to your family too because of this strength. You know, and then you want to help everybody. I can't think of that. You want to, remember, you help someone, you give them the light that they expect to keep on. It's hard for us to stand, stay on time.
My brother told me something, bro. He said that hard times create strong men. Strong men create good times. Good times create soft men, which creates that cycle all over again, bro. So how do you navigate, like, keeping success at bay for your children like that?
Being humble and not letting my ego supersede reality, because I always even say to moms, like, yo, we smart, dumb niggas. You know, and you said it, you meant it, it sounded funny, but it's the truth. You know, like, I live the path where I got a job. You know what I'm saying? I ain't know what that means, so I don't care. It could be a nigga that's making $3 million that got a check. I'm amazed by it, because it's like, work. So that always stuck in my head is to work for whatever you got that you're trying to get to. You know, and I think that allowed me to just be able to be humble and just know that if any more come, I can adjust. You know what I mean? It's like a nigga telling me, yo, I know niggas that don't got money, like, it's more classier than niggas that don't got money. But, you know what I mean? It just, money don't make a person naked, of course, but it's your perspective of life that is worth more than anything. You know what I'm saying? A simple man can live like a king as long as he knows that his principles is to stay that way. It's like raising kids. When you raise kids and they become somebody, you automatically do something and get praised. You know what I'm saying? And that's what's important. You want them to be something. Because I tell mine, nigga, I made out of a little window. This shit really happen. We don't know where it's going to stop at, but at the end of the day, while it's here, I gotta teach y'all the right way, teach y'all how to appreciate it, handle yourself in the real world, and work for it. Don't think that it's supposed to just fall in your lap. No, you gotta respect $10 before you respect $100.
That's a fact. Overloaded. Listen, man, I appreciate it. Appreciating is an understatement, but the fact that you sat down with us and gave us the time that you did today, I'm beyond grateful, man. Congratulations on the launch of the train. Congratulations on the new album as well. I'm still gonna bring my copy. Say, bro, I need that song, bro. I can't say thank you enough. Like, I thank you every time I talk to you, but I don't think you understand. Like, thank you. This has been a very, very special installment of You THNK Podcast. Once again, I am your host, Mr. Hughes. I've been joined by the legendary Pop, the legendary Chef Raekwon. I leave you with the same thought: don't do nothing to nobody you wouldn't want done to you. And with with that, I am signing off, man. Peace.